On Tuesday, December the 1st, 2015. Please rise for the invocation given by our Public Safety Chaplain, James Friedman, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Appreciate the opportunity to come here and do the invocation tonight. Let us bow our heads. Dear Lord, during this season where we manifest attitude of gratitude, where we celebrate your birth, where we show actions of thanksgiving to one another, we are so grateful for this opportunity and this moment. I thank you for this dear city and for this council who every council session opens up by acknowledging you. You said in your word for us not to trust in our own understanding, but to acknowledge you in all of our ways, and you would direct our path. This is the prayer that we pray for today, in thanksgiving of our new council, and thanksgiving of their sacrifice, and thanksgiving of their wisdom and knowledge, thanksgiving of the decisions that they make that affects this city and the citizens. We thank you for the past members who are here today, Phil Gostella and Ronnie LaFlores, and for their times of sacrifice. Lord, in this day and time where we're facing so many challenges, we thank you for men and women that are able to step up to the plate and dedicate themselves to making the lives better of other individuals. For this was the purpose in which you came. So we pray tonight and we say thank you for the decisions that will be made here, the discussions that will take place, and the things that will happen here tonight. For the citizens that are here and those that are watching, for sacrificing their time to be here with the business of this city. We ask that you continue to bless the city of Eastpointe, city that continues to acknowledge you in all that we do. We ask that the resources and all the things that are needed, both human and financial, be granted into this city so that this city can maintain its greatness and its brightness in Macomb County. This we say thank you for in this season of gratitude and thanksgiving. In your name, amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Friedman. And now we have a presentation to give to our former councilman, so if you'd like to join me there.
You want all of us to?
Why not? We can all talk in the microphone. We have to do this in alphabetical order, so Phil Guastella. This reads, in appreciation and recognition of service to the city of Eastpointe as a city councilman from 2009 to 2005. And Phil, we don't need to tell you that those were 6 very long years. And as Pastor Friedman just said, there were lots of sacrifices that we had to make, a lot of tough decisions that we had to make, and you were always there. And I felt that as a mayor, you were always one of the most prepared. You studied everything. You had everything down, even to the invocation. And you came in tonight ready to give the invocation because it was your last thing. So I really appreciate your service. The city of Eastpointe appreciates your service, as do all the employees, because I think that you always kept them in mind when decisions were made. And I would like anyone else who would like to. They were all a new council, and they've all said things. Did any of you want to say anything? Cardi, you always.
I mean, I think you summed it all up, but in addition, yeah, I'd have to agree again that, as the mayor said, you always looked over everything, and I know you always had the residents in mind, no matter what decision you're deciding on. The residents were always first, and not just in the short term, in the long term, always looking down the road. As the mayor said, these last 6 years were tougher, I'm sure, than most years for the city, if not all of them. So the city appreciates what you've done, and I appreciate what you've done helping me out to answer my questions. So thank you again, Phil.
So did you have anything to say?
Other than thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and an honor, and it's very comforting to know that that as I leave the council table, that the council table is in very good hands. I have a lot of confidence, the utmost confidence, in the 5 of you sitting at the table and with our administration right alongside you. The future of our city is bright, and the lights will continue to shine just like all the holiday lights. And I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
And Mr. Guasella, please keep in mind that this does not mean that you are totally escaped, because as a past city councilman, you will be called upon to attend events, and we'd like to see you around.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You'll all achieve it. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. And then next is to Ron LaForest. And our plaque also reads exactly the same, in appreciation and recognition of service to the city of Eastpointe as city councilman from 2011 to 2015. And we don't have to tell you, you had to survive some of the 4 roughest years. And the decisions were very hard to make, and you were always ready, and you were always involved in the city. And I think that's what we appreciated the most, is that you were always there to support the city, to support the business, and to the local people. So we really appreciate this. And also, just as I said to Phil Guasella, you're not getting away, you're still here. And we remember who you are and what you can do. So thank you so much for your service. Cardi.
Ronnie, the city also appreciates everything you've done. I think everything you did with the council, you were very enthusiastic about everything. You wanted to come up with every idea you could to help Eastpointe, and I think you did a great job on the council. And again, of course, you were with the council on very difficult years for Eastpointe, and I know everyone appreciates all you've done for the city, and I'd like to say.
Thank you very much, Cardi. Appreciate it.
Does anybody else want to say? All right. Thank you, Ron.
Present it to yourself. That's interesting.
Cardi is always ready. All right, and our people are not here.
Well, what is not ready is our presenter from the GFOA representing that. So with the council's indulgence, if you would maybe pass over that now, and if they're just running late, yes, timing is great.
All right, well, please call the roll.
Please come in.
Oh, wow, there they are.
They were waiting for you to introduce
Waiting for the
them.
queue here. That's,
Right with the cue.
Randy, would you take care of the introductions of our presenting visiting guest?
This is Catherine McClary. Okay. The Washtenaw County Treasurer, and she's going to be making the presentation. The information is on the pedestal up here, podium. And I'll turn it over to you.
You please come on up.
If you would come up here to the rest.
I have to tell you, I've driven around a couple of blocks and had a chance to look at the town, and very, very nice city. And the everything's well marked and decorations are out. It's been very nice.
Thank you.
And good evening to all of you. Mayor Pixley, and is that you, sir?
That's me?
Mayor Pixley.
Yes.
All right. And honorable council members, city manager Steve Duchesne.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Here.
He's not
Over here.
He's right here.
Right here. Hello.
okay. Staff and guests, my name is Catherine McClary. I'm the elected treasurer of Washtenaw County, Ann Arbor, Michigan. I've served as the county's treasurer for 19 years, and prior to my election, I worked in the private sector as an investment banker and broker. I've served as a member of the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, GFOA's Executive Committee, and I currently enjoy the privilege of being a member of the Board of Directors of the Michigan Government Finance Officers Association, MGFOA. And as Vice President and Secretary of the MGFOA Board, One of my responsibilities is to serve as the state representative for the International GFOA. As state representative, one of my more pleasant assignments is to travel to various cities, villages, townships, and counties in the state presenting awards from GFOA for excellence in financial management. It is my honor, on behalf of MGFOA and GFOA, to present to the City of Eastpointe with the award for Distinguished Budget Presentation for the publication of its budget for the 2015-2016 fiscal year. This is the 4th consecutive year that the city has been recognized for this award. Congratulations. And therefore, please allow me to explain a little bit about the nature of the award. Out of nearly 1,800 cities, villages, and townships in the state of Michigan, fewer than 50 have achieved this recognition for the quality of their budget document. The GFOA established the Distinguished Budget Presentation Awards Program in 1984 to encourage and assist state and local governments to prepare budget documents of the very highest quality that reflect both the guidelines established by the National Advisory Council on State and Local Budgeting and the GFOA's best practices on budgeting. The award indicates that your budget document has been reviewed and rated favorably by an expert panel of reviewers who are either members of GFOA professional staff or outside reviewers with experience in public sector budgeting. In order to receive the award, the City of East Hope had to satisfy nationally recognized criteria for effective budget presentation. The budget was reviewed in regard to 27 specific criteria grouped in 4 basic categories: the use of the budget as a policy document, its use as a financial plan, its use as an operations guide, and also as a communication tool. You should be proud of this budget document, not simply because it is award-winning, but this achievement places you in rare company as one of only 33 cities, villages, and townships in the state to have been a recipient of the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. This award also reflects a high degree of dedication and leadership on the part of the city's elected officials and the city manager, Steve Duchesne. Your city manager has been the driving force behind good governance through the budgeting process, and he's relied on the significant involvement from the assistant city manager, Randy Altimus, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, and finance director, Randall Bloom. The award reflects the professionalism, commitment, and many hours of hard work by your finance team, led by Randall Bloom. I understand a number of department heads and other staff were necessary to bring this budget to award quality. Mary Van Haren, John McNeilance, Carol Sterling, and Karen Haydett. And your manager and the finance director wanted to give special thanks to Executive Assistant Linda Lintz and Joe Marucci. Did I pronounce that correctly? All right, for their review and compilation efforts, and to Bill Driscoll for graphic design. And I wanted to highlight one of your newly hired accountants, Kathleen Bond. Ms. Bond invited me here this evening and has been a member of MGFOA since 1992. We welcome each of your finance professionals to join MGFOA because you'll be afforded a lot of professional development and training opportunities, specifically for public sector finance officials. In closing, it is my privilege, on behalf of the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, as well as the Michigan Government Finance Officers Association, to present to the City of Eastpointe the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. I gladly accept this in honor. And
Thank you.
in honor of all of our men, our administrative team that's worked so hard. Mr. McNeilance is over there, Chief McNeilance, and of course, Steve Duchesne and Randy Blum, and of course, our new finance person.
And Linda's hiding back there somewhere. too.
Oh, yeah, she's always hiding.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Teresa.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
This was a
Out of sight, out of
privilege.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
We're just so thrilled that you're participating with MGFOA. I have not been a member as long as Kathy Bond because I've been a treasurer for 19 years, so I've been a member for 19 years. But I find the professional development and the networking with other finance officials has really brought more resources into my county, so congratulations again.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming all the way from Ann Arbor.
Yes, well, my husband came with me, and he's gonna drive me back, because I don't like to drive at night.
Perfect.
And besides, you know, this is the way we get our date night. I've got him in the car for
I gotta
another
remember
hour.
that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we haven't called the roll.
Not yet. We're at-
Please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico.
Here.
Councilperson Lucido.
Here.
Councilperson Kleinfeld.
Here.
Councilperson Marion.
Here.
Mayor Pixley.
Here. With that, we'll move to the first hearing of the public. Does anyone wish to be heard at this time? Does anyone wish to be heard? Seeing none, the first hearing of the public is closed. Move on to the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of November 17th, 2015.
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of November 17th, 2015.
Move and support.
And as usual, just a couple quick things. I have, bottom of page 2, just says that I motioned and seconded, so just whichever's which. I didn't go back and see which one's which. And then we refer to Mr. Marion here as board member, just change it to council person at the, at the end here on page 5 for our mayor and council reports. And that was all.
Was that in reference, though, to Mr. Marion being on the board of RARE?
No, it's during our council, I'm thinking just a copy and paste thing
Okay.
and to be consistent with the rest, that was all.
All right. And with those changes,
That was all I had.
you accept those changes then, Mr. Marion?
Yes.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico.
Yes.
Councilperson Marion.
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido.
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld.
Yes.
Mayor Pixley.
Yes. We have no scheduled hearings, no unfinished business. We'll go on to reports from administration. We'll start with City Manager Steve Duchesne.
My only note for council tonight is to remind you that we'll be presenting the annual financial report next Tuesday, 6:30 here, and Plant Moran auditors will provide their overview and review of that report and information for council. And that is all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone have questions?
Go ahead, John.
Mr.
I
Marion?
got one on the Spindler parking lot. Why didn't they finish the top coat?
Due to the time of year and the, I guess the compaction of the storm, it was decided to leave that till spring. Let that set through the winter, compact, and then put the wearing surface on after that to make sure. As you know, we're a little sensitive about parking lots.
I hated to bring up the subject.
And this will be a better and preferred way to ensure that, especially with, for some reason, and we're not sure, there was 8 inches of asphalt in that parking lot.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so we dug out a lot
I was up there
more.
watching the excavator thing working, and I was flabbergasted on how fast it filled up those dump trucks.
It's just way beyond normal for a parking lot, double. So the city got its money out of the grant some years ago, I
And
guess.
then
and they
the
used
other
it.
thing, they'll have to reset all the catch basins and manholes.
Um,
Because they're all flush with the
Yeah, they'll
subbase.
put the upper ring in that when they do the final coat anyway. So that, they have to do that, move those up for the final wearing course.
Okay.
Any other questions? Mr. Demaco?
Oh, I just was more of a comment. Just wanted to congratulate you, Mr. Duchesne, and Mr. Blum, and Mr. McNeilance, Linda, everyone also on the Finance Officer Association Award again.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that because it makes our job easier to have a really nice budget to read. I know a lot of hours go into that and throughout the whole city. And yeah, just appreciate it. It's pretty easy
you.
document to go through and very helpful. And hopefully the residents of the city also find that it's very easy to go through also.
Thank you.
That was all.
Miss Lentz, Mr. Duchesne indicated the auditors meeting is at 6 o'clock instead of 6:30, unless something was changed.
6 o'clock is fine. Didn't you tell me 6:30? Oh, okay. We've been married far too long.
She's leaving the next day. I'm sure she's reminding you of
Yes,
that.
that's right. She is on vacation.
All right. Anything else for the city manager? All right, let's move on to our finance director, Mr. Blum.
Okay, Madam Mayor and Council, we'll have enough finance and audit next week, so I'm going to keep it to one topic. The winter tax bill started hitting the mailboxes today. We already had some people come in and pay. They just can't wait to pay their taxes. We like those residents. But if you just keep an eye open for it, it should be there in the next day or two if you didn't get it already. So that's all I have.
Anyone else?
Yes, just a couple quick things. Just there's one item in the check register I just wanted to mention that, actually I didn't write the number down, but there's an item from Bronner's that said it was the DDA that paid for it, but it was just economic development. Mr. Blum, you'd mentioned that to me earlier. It was about the Christmas lights. So anyone looking through that, I just want them to make sure that that was economic development, not the DDA that approved that. And then I had two requests. One about, I wish I would have wrote the check registered numbers down in my notes here, but one was about the 2015 Charger, the new Charger, the changeover that cost, I have $6,799.42. If we could in the future when we buy a vehicle, if we could include like that as a note that that will be part of the cost of the vehicle, just so we have a better idea of the full cost, because then that's another, that's over $5,000 again, it's not too cheap of a thing, just so that we know when we buy a vehicle that's also part of the costs. And then I was also wondering if we could, when you have time, Mr. Blum, put a report together about, now that the special lighting assessment is complete, we've paid all the residents have paid all 3 years, just how much revenue that was altogether, and then the cost of switching the lights to LED, plus what the costs were each year on lighting, so we can see the reduction in costs and just the whole 3-year process there. That'd be good if just like a quick, 1-page a summary on that. I'd appreciate that. And that was all.
Okay.
Will you see the changes that dramatic in the next year?
The monthly electric bill has seen a significant reduction with the switchover, which has allowed us to continue the additional work. I think we still have another round here coming up next year that will be paid out of that. But yeah, I don't know the exact figures. I don't want to speak out of turn, but it has been a significant reduction, yes.
Okay. Anything else? All right, let's move on to Mr. Albright.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. I'd like to report that city administration has been actively utilizing the administrative search warrant that the council passed back in 2014. Recently, I was requested to prepare 6 administrative search warrants, and I did draft those, and those were signed by Judge Gerds this morning, and city administration will be executing those warrants this week. I also have a request from city administration for the scheduling of 9 show cause hearings. Ms. Van Haren is not available for the second meeting this month, and so we'd be looking at either January 5th or the 19th, or possibly, given the number of the show cause hearings, scheduling a separate evening for conducting those show cause hearings.
You want to do all 9 one night?
It'd be up to the council, however, whatever the council preferred to do.
We've done a separate day for that many in the past.
We've also in the past put all of them before one meeting, and that's a lot.
You run the risk of perhaps somebody showing up in one meeting or one hearing going longer than the others, and so to have that many, I would not recommend having that many meetings or that many show cause hearings scheduled.
So would council be interested in doing a Tuesday night meeting in between the first and the third weeks of January? And probably if we start at 6:30, we should be done by 8:30, 8 o'clock.
So the 12th, then, we're talking January 12th, it looks like. There'd just be DDA 4 o'clock, and then we could start anytime after that. Just normal 6:30.
Right.
6:30, okay. I'll make sure that the notices go out to the respective owners.
And in the meantime, could you also update, that spreadsheet that Mary always puts together with the progression?
She's actually doing that today.
Yep, I believe Ms. Van Haren has been working on that. And given the number of dangerous building properties that we're currently handling in conjunction with the city administration, Ms. Van Haren and I are going to be meeting on this Friday at 9 o'clock here at City Hall to go over each of those properties that are contained on the spreadsheet to see if some of those properties can actually be closed out, whether administrative search warrants are needed for those properties, or in addition to the 9 that are presently scheduled for show cause hearings, whether any of the other ones need to be scheduled for show cause hearings. Or I just had one last week that I contacted, actually 2 properties now that I think of it, 2 different properties where I contacted the attorneys for follow-up because their clients had not contacted City Hall to request final inspections. And so they indicated to me that they would be doing so. But I'll be meeting with...
Some of those that are on that spreadsheet have already been demolished, correct? So
Yes.
they could probably be dropped.
Yes. Yes. And so, and then council is also in receipt of our monthly status report. I'm happy to answer any questions that any of the members may have regarding what's contained therein.
Anybody have questions on that?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Just to back up on one, though, the 12th will be at 6.
Right.
Oh, we said
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
We want to do it at 6:30.
Yeah, it goes around.
Because we have a DDA meeting just before. At 6. Right, 6:30 on the 12th. Okay.
That may still be on my collar.
We'll give you points. All right, let's move on to new business. And our first item is the authorization to collect the 2016 summer taxes for the MISD. Do we have a motion?
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to authorize city administration to collect the 2016 Macomb Intermediate School District summer taxes on behalf of the school district in accordance with MCL Section 380.1611 et sec and 380.16131 with no expenses charged to the school district.
Second.
Move and support. Any further discussion on this? Please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Marion?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. Item B is the approval of the Clemens IT Services Agreement, and there were a number of questions, and I think each of you should have received the email that came out. So do we have a motion to put this on the table?
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to approve the Clemens IT Services Agreement and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents related to the agreement.
We move and support. Any further discussion?
I had just a couple quick things. One, just had a question, or if Mr. McNeilance, if you wanted to introduce it at all, so that any folks watching know what Clemens is or what we're voting on here. If anyone wanted, if you could say a few words.
Yes, as I tried to outline in my background memo, CLEMIS, which stands for Courts and Law Enforcement Information Management Information Systems, originated in Oakland County some 40 years ago as a central database for law enforcement agencies in Oakland County. for law enforcement data. In 1999 and the year 2000, Clemmis expanded with the help of a federal grant, and then it's expanded into providing different services, IT services and technology services to agencies outside of Oakland County. So that now Clemmis is really a cooperative partnership of law enforcement agencies with over 100 agencies, including state, local, and federal agencies that are a part of Clemmis. We pay fees to Clemmis, and a lot of the functions of the police department are depending on Clemmis applications, things such as dispatch and report writing, fingerprinting and prisoner processing, our evidence handling and property management systems, our citations are all Clemmis applications that we pay a fee in order to maintain those. In exchange for those fees, Clemmis provides us software, they provide us connectivity to a wide area network, and they provide technical support and training to us. So the major benefit of Clemmis for us is the sharing of data, which is the key benefit for all member agencies, and that's accomplished by having multiple agencies linked on a common system. And this agreement, although we've been a member since 2002, we've really operated without an agreement, and this is an effort to formalize the processes and the terms that are really already have been in place.
Appreciate that. I just had one question. The note's very good, and appreciate the introduction. The one question I had was the first item you had in the list of what the IT services include, the computer-aided dispatch. That would not be included with Clemmis, though, right? That would be what Sarisa offers and wouldn't be specifically what we're paying for with this. I just want to make sure I understand that properly.
The police department also has a CAD station at the command office.
Okay.
So we can see what is happening at Clemmis as incidents and runs are put onto the system. The shift commander can monitor those to see where the cars are. So we do have a CAD station in the station also.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Appreciate that. And then I was just checking out our website, and on the police department page, we have something called Nextdoor. What was that about? I was trying to review all the different software we kind of include ourselves with. What is Nextdoor actually about? I was on the police department page.
Next door?
Yes, yeah.
It's actually it's a web-based service where people interlock with other neighbors and can set up their own talk groups or discussion groups for monitoring and sharing information between households. I initiated that with the city 3-4 years ago to just be a participant and set that up. It doesn't cost us anything. It's a national service and allows you to, it's kind of the, I guess, the new age way of neighborhood watch more than anything else.
Okay, yeah, my question was the number, yeah, $0, so.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be involved in anything that doesn't cost.
Yeah, it's you know, some people have told me they enjoy using it. I don't think it's as big a use as maybe they projected, but.
I think the one thing I did notice was, I think it's not the whole a city. My address was not within the bounds. That's why I had to ask what it was. It looked like it didn't cover the.
People can
whole
actually
city.
start their own area, if you would. We seeded it with an area drawn basically in the, around City Hall or the center of town. But what's interesting about the software is you can go into a neighborhood if you want to and use capture all the home addresses in there, and then have like alerts from, you know, everything from yard sales to communication about break-in entries or whatever they note are concerns, and really write your own neighborhood.
Okay. And then do we do anything about, I saw on the, on like the addendum A where it lists what we're actually paying for, there's the, let me get to it here. The crime mapping application I saw was $300 per year, and I saw Roseville uses it. It seemed pretty interesting where you could see kind of, I think, what you're saying, Mr. Duchesne, about where crimes are happening throughout the city. I didn't know if there was something we had that was similar, or if there was a reason we didn't do it or we used to do it. I wasn't too familiar with that.
It is an option on Clemis. It's $300 per year to put the crime mapping solution up that's visible to the public. It does take some administrative time to do it.
Okay.
And I understand that Eastpointe did have a different application that they used a few years ago, but discontinued it.
Okay. What was the name of the other one, if you remember?
Crime Dar.
Crime Dar, I believe.
Crime Dar and Fire Dar, and
I think
we
I remember
became quite behind in that information, became kind of dated, and with the staffing situations,
Sure.
just, it became a little difficult to maintain old data, so we decided not to represent it as contemporary. Kind of got out of that business for the time being.
Sure. Maybe something to consider in the future again.
We'll always keep it in consideration when it has utility and can be maintained as easily as
It took a lot of
direct
manpower
data.
hours.
Yeah.
Right, I wouldn't want it to do that for sure, so. That was all. Thank you, Director McNeilitz.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Rick, please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson Marion,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido.
Yes.
Item C is the adoption of the resolution number 1803, which is to schedule City Council 2016 meeting dates.
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to adopt resolution number 1803, establishing the 2016 regular meeting schedule for the Eastpointe City Council in accordance with Section 5 of the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976.
I'll second.
Moved and supported, please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson Marion,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld.
Yes.
Move on to payroll and bills. We have a motion to pay the bills.
I'll motion to approve the bills in the amount of $3,059,507.99.
Second.
We have moved and support, please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson Marion.
Yes.
Move on to the second hearing of the public. Does anyone wish to be heard at this time? Does anyone wish to be heard? Not even the last time. All right. With that, the second hearing of the public is closed. We'll move on to mayor and council reports. We'll start with Mr. DeMonico.
Hey, thank you, Madam Mayor. Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving and hopefully enjoyed a long weekend. And then I also want to mention the beautification awards are coming up. The committee is getting together and trying to figure out who those nicest houses in the city were. So stay tuned for that. We'll be having the awards ceremony pretty soon. Hope you can come and make it out to that when we have that. And then also just a couple quick events that are coming up. Of course, we have tomorrow the tree lighting here at City Hall, 7 p.m. Come out. It's always a great time. And if you need something else to do, the State of the County is also tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Macomb Center for the Performing Arts. And then on Saturday, there's also a couple events. Our state representative will be doing her coffee hour at 9 a.m. at the Coffee Break in Eastpointe. That's her Eastpointe coffee hour. And then later that night, of course, I know as the mayor will also be mentioning, but I'd like to mention too, the East Side Teen Outreach is doing their radio play for It's a Wonderful Life. I'm sure everyone has seen that movie. So come out. It'll be a good time at 7 p.m. at East Side Teen Outreach this weekend. I'd advise getting a ticket beforehand so that in case it sells out. And then also Wednesday the 9th, so next week, there's band concert and choir concert, 7 p.m. at the high school. And Friday next week, Moonlight Madness at Iron Ivy, 7 to 11 p.m., customer appreciation event. You can get 10% off a $10 or more purchase, and that's on Gratiot near 10 Mile. And that was all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Marion?
Well, the biggest thing, I'd have to warn everybody, if you watch the news tonight, who knows what the weather's gonna be tomorrow? So dress warmly. I think they're guessing again. And with that, that's the biggest advice I give everybody is dress warm.
All right. Move on to Sarah.
I just have a couple of quick announcements. At the library on December 7th, Santa Claus is coming. I hope everyone can bring their families out to see Santa. And then December 8th at 2 p.m. is their annual Christmas party. Other than that, that's all I have to report today.
Thank you. Mr. Coco.
I hope everyone had a lovely holiday last week, and I'll be here tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll probably see most of you.
All right. All right, well, I'm excited about the Christmas tree lighting. You've probably seen some flyers around. This is the day when all of us are usually here, and we welcome all of the kids from the city. This place is packed with kids. The Lions come and have hot chocolate and donuts and cider. It's a great event, and then we have a special visit from Santa Claus. Outside, we have someone that lights the lights, and then everyone returns here by tomorrow night. This will be Santa's Village, and it's amazing how the workers in the city can transform this city council chamber into something that really looks like a village for Santa Claus. So it's a great night, and I hope you all come. I'd like to bring your attention to council. This is SEMScope, which is the magazine of SEMCOG, and probably you received something about this. And this week, or this month, this quarter, we have something in here about Eastpointe's community garden, which is really quite nice because they only selected 3 community gardens in the region, in the 7-county region. So we were really pretty excited to see that. I'm very excited about the play this weekend. It's done as a radio script. It's the Eastpointe players that have been reactivated to work with the Eastpointe, with the Eastside Teen Outreach. So they're adult, actually actors, and the teens from the Eastside Teen Outreach, and then there's Cardi and me. And I twisted Cardi's arm, and so he is going to play a role in. And I am George Bailey's mother. So I'm very, very excited about doing this. Cardi was right about the tickets. It's almost completely sold out. I think there's about 5 tickets left. So, and they're cheap. They're only $5. The goal is to get people involved and back to working with the Eastpointe players again, as well as the teens. So I think that's all I have. I'm really glad that all of you from council have been to the respective meetings and the assignments that you are, and you're reporting back, because I think that's how we get the word out about citizen involvement, and that's really important for community involvement all the way around. So I appreciate that. I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to go into closed session for attorney-client privilege to discuss our attorney's legal opinion.
And it has to be, you have to specify what it is, so it's related to.
The Warren Storm claim.
Thank you. Support. And we have support for that. All right, please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Marion?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. Go into closed session at 7:45.